Why do you live where you do? Because you don't live in you've left Hamilton.
That's an excellent
You've
question,
left Toronto.
Wax
You don't live in
Mannequin.
Toronto anymore.
I live in, I do live in London, for those people who don't know. And I live in a place called Hackney Wick, which is it's actually where they're building the Olympic Stadium right now. I don't know if I told you this, but
Oh my goodness.
so our place is changing daily, and we live
So rent's going to go way up.
I think we might be all right. You know, I think we might be all right. Somehow I've got really cheap rent, but but the place that we live in is awesome. It's a big warehouse that you build your own rooms in.
Oh,
yeah.
Kind of like
so I've got a
space in Hamilton.
Yeah. So I got a bed on stilts and like an upright piano and 2 drum kits, and so I got lots of space, which in London is a very very rare thing to have. A lot of space. Mm-hmm. And I suppose I live in London for some of the reasons you spoke about before. Touring in Canada during winter in particular is an absolute nightmare, and business is pretty good over in London too. You know, I do miss my friends, but
it's nice to have cities close together.
Yeah, and that's nice as well.
Dense
you know,
population density.
I love Sheffield.
Is key.
Yes. I love Sheffield, which is about 2.5 hours north, which is an eon to get to if you're English, of course. But Sheffield is the steel city of the UK, which is kind of where we're from. Well, not the steel city of the UK, the steel city of Canada, Hamilton, for those of you folks who don't know.
Good answer.
Well, thank you. May I ask you a question now?
Yeah, do you have a question for me?
I do have a question for you. This is a good one. What advice should you have taken but did not?
A lot of people told me that I shouldn't take my car, my rusty Honda Civic, in the early years across Canada and back, and I did, and I made it through. But it was ill-advised, but I got lucky. Because of that ranger and other helpful people along the way. But what advice should I have taken? Perhaps maybe don't wear that cross earring. Yeah.
Cross earring?
Well, I was in grade 7. I got my ear pierced.
Yeah.
And my dad looked at me disapprovingly. Much like the man at your show.
Do you? Yeah. Do you have that said earring still?
Do I have not that earring from grade 7? My teacher also looked at me disapprovingly.
I can think of some advice that you should have taken in the past about your rusty Honda Civic.
What?
Wooden windows. You can't see through wooden windows. He had a wooden window on his Honda Civic at one point. That's not even a joke.
You know why I had that one? Do you know why?
I do. Please tell me though, because I do love this explanation actually.
I was playing in Charlottetown, Sydney, Nova Scotia. I was playing at the Peanut bunker, and I think Joey booked that show, and I got all set up to play and realized I forgot one of my sequencers, one of my drum machines, and so I quickly before the show, as I was getting ready to play, frantically realized it wasn't on stage, and so I ran out to the car and realized I'd locked my keys in my car, and so I didn't have much time to think, so I grabbed a large rock and smashed the back window, so I could get my sequencer and put on a good show. And the next morning, I used a saw to cut a wooden window for the rear left side of my Honda Civic, my 1991 Honda Civic.
I love that. See, the way I remember you saying it is that, you ever lock your keys in the car and you just want to bust the window? I went, yeah, and you went, that's what happened. I thought that was awesome.
What does your mom wish you were doing instead?
Oh, gosh. Well, Mom's pretty supportive. Mom's pretty supportive of what I do. I suppose she would probably want me acting or something. She quite enjoyed my acting back in the day. With that being said, I am doing acting nowadays, so I suppose yeah, that doesn't answer the question either.
I think both our moms are pretty supportive, and that's part of the problem, I think.
It is.
We keep going.
Yeah, it's true. They approve of our awful lifestyle choices.
Yeah.
Which I suppose maybe she'd want me to be a figure skater. She always liked was a good skater, and she wanted me to do it. Or a seamstress, perhaps. I could be a seamstress. She always liked it when I sewed.
Okay.
Yeah, or a buccaneer. What is the first LP / cassette / CD / 8-track you ever bought with your own money?
Wow.
So it has to be a CD and a cassette and a CD and an 8-track. It's a culmination of all 4 of those things. No. What was the first album you bought with your own money? It's a pretty good one, actually.
Well,
I'm glad you thought of it.
I guess it would have to be, I'm not too ashamed of this, it would have to be Bruce Springsteen, Born to Run. I'm sort of ashamed because it's not his best work, but it's pretty good, and it was I listened to it a lot. That's a great album. What am I fucking talking about?
I like Rick Springfield as well.
Yeah, Rick Springfield.
The boss, Rick Springfield. All right, I think that's about us, right? It's nice to meet you, Wax Mannequin, and talk to you finally
for talking
after all these years.
Mayor McCA, thank you.
Thank you.